Okay, shalom, shalom. This is Boaz here. Okay, and this is our third episode of the Covenant. And what are we doing today? We're going to be talking as well as enjoying a nice meal tonight, and it's just a beautiful thing. With
Yes, sir.
my dear brother Santee, that is CEO, founder, and owner of Dex Appliance Repair. We're going to be sitting here tonight. We're going to be having some a good meal. We're going to be no. I tell the children want to come in and everything, but we're going to be enjoying a good meal tonight. Well, let me put my damn stone steak, and we're having some stone steak tonight with some seasoning.
I tell you, this is my first time having this, and I gotta get one, man. This is living right here.
It's good living right here. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna enjoy our meal. But in addition to that, we're gonna be talking about ideas. We're gonna be sharing um, ideas, techniques, and stuff in order to grow your business. But in addition to that, the importance of collaboration, the importance of working with brothers that you're able to achieve your dreams, goals, and aspirations when it comes to your business ideas. Okay? Let's see if we're coming in good. Let me get on YouTube right quick and make sure that we're good. It's our second time, our third time doing this, and I'm trying to get better and better at it. So we'll work to see how things are going. Okay, it looks like we're streaming and it's looking good. Okay, so let me see here. As a matter of fact, let me open up. And you done tore that up that quick, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah, I'm feeling it, man. You
But
really
this
on?
is
You
that
really on to something with this, man?
this is that ribeye stone steak, huh? With some stuffed mashed potatoes. Well, some stuffed. What is this?
Yeah, stuff. You got some. You said you got some venison in here,
I don't know. The wife made it.
cheese.
Venison, um, with some cheese. Need some salt, and pepper.
I'm good, man.
But it's not like after a hard day's worth of work. Well, I didn't work today. I got a project that I need to start or finish tomorrow with some painting. So I was off today trying to figure out how in the hell this OBS and all this software works.
I was definitely out hitting it today. Worked on a couple of refrigerators, wash machine. And that's the interesting thing about what I do. I mean, one day I could be working on a dryer. Next day I could be working on a walk-in cooler. So much variety with what I do, so that's kind of what makes it interesting.
But let's start off from the beginning, okay? And when I say from the beginning, I say, what inspired you to do that appliance repair? How did you get started off in the business? And what brought you here? So why don't you just go ahead and
Well,
and,
yeah,
and, and,
sure,
and rap like that?
sure. Well, I started out when I was 22 years old. I went to trade school.
Mm-hmm.
Went to Gwinnett Technical College in Georgia, and I got my start there. And when I started school, actually I started working with a heat and air company at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So in school, and then actually having on the job training, which is really where you really learn,
Mm-hmm.
is actually putting your hands on it. Um, so I was once I graduated and then I finished there. I was into my second year in the field, and for about 3 years I was just doing heating and air only.
Okay.
But from the very beginning, I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. Right when I started school, I knew I wanted to go in business for myself one day. So,
Mm-hmm.
of course, while I was working with these companies, I was looking at the invoices, looking at how they put their invoices together, um, learning all I could about the business,
Mm-hmm.
perfecting my craft, and
Some string beans in the organic.
okay. Um, and then I got to the point where I wanted to not just be a one-trick pony. I wanted to know different facets or different skills, um, different facets of the trade. And
Mm-hmm.
so um, I started getting into commercial refrigeration, which is
Okay.
pretty much like a whole nother industry. And so that was probably about my third, fourth year into the field.
Mm-hmm.
I purposely quit the job I was at, the company I was at, just doing heating and air only, and I switched over to a company that did restaurant equipment repair. So they did commercial refrigeration, commercial cooking equipment, commercial ice machines. And that fascinated me because I know that's kind of like a niche industry.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a lot of people that's into that. So um, I picked that up, and like I said, I intentionally went there to learn um, that side of the industry, or that industry in and of itself. And then from there, probably I would say about 6 years of just learning with these different companies I work for. I decided to finally just go out and branch out on my own. And in appliance repair was something that just came natural to me because, of course, I've been doing it for so many years with commercial refrigeration and commercial cooking equipment and commercial ice makers. So residential appliance repair was pretty much just like a smaller version of what I was already doing for years.
Mm-hmm.
And so, um, kind of just over a process of time, like I said, it was just a natural progression because, of course, like I said from the beginning, entrepreneurship was the goal. And so I approached every job as if it was my own, like as if it was my own job,
Mm-hmm.
my own company. And so I had that approach to everything I did. And so it was just inspiration. I actually enjoyed getting up every morning because I was like, like I said, I got I got the idea of appliance repair with just kind of looking at different YouTube videos of do. But appliance repair, you pretty much just have to have a business license, transportation, and hand tools. And so it was a pretty easy startup business for me, and it's turned into a great, rewarding situation. Um, and I think I probably, I think that answered your question.
So, where were you before you came here?
So I started my business in Georgia, and I've been in business a total of 3.5 years now. And I just moved out here to Kentucky, um, to be close to this brother right here. He's been a great inspiration to me. Been a great wealth of knowledge and wisdom. Um, and I'm pretty sure you all out there, you've seen what the brother's doing. You see the work he's putting in, um, with homesteading, with entrepreneurship, and so and I look at him as an elder to me. So of course we homeschool our children as well. So um, I thought it would just be a great situation, and it's turned out to be a tremendous situation. Um, and so than one. I'll just put it
Mm-hmm.
like that. This brother has helped me in more ways than one. And his lovely wife, she's taught me a lot about marketing on Facebook. I will
Mm-hmm.
say that. She has uh, that's really a whole nother discussion. But needless to say, it's been a great experience. It's been a great experience being out here, and I just thank the Father for it.
And can see, they're saying that the video is choppy. Um, we're doing what we can. I'll try and work it as I go. Maybe I need to take off one of these screens, and probably that's what I'll do. Um, but we're just gonna keep it going. That you can hear what's going on, and that's the most important thing. Is that you hear what's going on. So the name of the game definitely is, not only are we in a situation where we can fellowship, we can break bread with one another, but we can also build business together. And that's the key thing in this day and age, is that because we lack collaboration. And when you look out in Israel, when you look out um, amongst our people, there's very few of us that are operating independent from the system. And what I mean by that is that there's so few of us that are running legitimate businesses, running um, opportunities. And this is what I'll try and do. Let's see if I can do this. Well, now we're just gonna have to roll with it. Hopefully, it's recording just fine. With your brother in a situation where it's a win-win deal, because what we're lacking today is the ability for brethren to come together with real skills and build businesses together. You don't see much of that in Israel. I mean,
Right.
there's you. I mean, I know off the top of my head about five, four Hebrew brothers that own some type of carpentry business, some type of landscaping business,
Mm-hmm.
some type of AC heat and repair. You see so few brothers that actually have the ability, the skill set, and the success rate to go out there and make something happen. We just don't have many examples. Anybody knows I'm against, feeding this beast system. And I come from corporate America, and in corporate America, I made a good, decent amount of money. But the only problem is that whether I was um, making $25,000 a year or $100,000 a year with benefits, at the end of the day, I was still a slave. At the end of the day, I had to kowtow and step and fetch, and I was what you referred to as a paycheck player, right? Living from paycheck to paycheck. I don't care how big that paycheck is. Look at these situations with these athletes, how
Mm-hmm.
they can just take their money,
Right.
how they can just bend their money. I was recently asking my wife, because I didn't know. Do you know how football players are paid, right?
I don't know the details of it, no.
So basically, as I understand, is that they're given a $20 million contract, and but that $20 million is not given to them all at once. They get paid, every 2 weeks, just like a regular employee.
Okay. Okay.
So whether you're at a pro level, or you know how rappers, you know what I'm saying, they getting ripped off left and
Oh
right
yeah, yeah.
with royalties and stuff. At the end of the day, somebody else is controlling your income. At the end of the day, somebody else is controlling
Hmm.
the flow of money that's coming into your pockets,
Right.
and you can never be free
That's absolutely true.
if you're in a situation where somebody else can control your income.
Right. No, absolutely. I mean, and I will say, you know, it can be, nerve wracking initially, you know, but you'd be surprised what you can do if you apply yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and brothers out there, I mean, y'all can do it too. Anybody can do it.
Anybody can do it.
This ain't nothing that no one can't do. It really just takes uh, time to. You have to take time to perfect your craft, whatever that may be.
Mm-hmm.
You have to become proficient at it, and once you become confident and proficient at what you do, you can start a business. Once you put yourself out there, people will call.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to take the time to invest in yourself, self education, whether it's trade school. You're gonna have to put in some type of work to perfect your craft. And once that craft is perfected, you can go out and you can compete against any of these other companies out here or any of these other businesses out here. So, brothers should realize that you can do it too. You can be an entrepreneur
Mm-hmm.
because, of course, when you're a W-2 wage earner, when you go home, you ain't got to deal with customers. You don't
Mm-hmm.
have to deal with it. But when you are a business owner, you have to always engage with the customer. You have to always, if any problem were to arise, you have to be the one to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to fix it. And instead of trying to hide or run away, you got to deal with that situation, whatever that may be. So
Mm-hmm.
it's more than just saying I want to do something or I want to be a business owner, I want to be an entrepreneur. It's having to also be willing to go through the long nights because you're going to have long days at times, especially in the beginning. Um, and there's just a whole another facet of things that come along with entrepreneurship. But if you're willing to go through what it takes, you can do it. But it's not for everybody because everybody's not willing to deal with the rigors of starting a business. Because
Mm-hmm.
starting a business is not something that happens overnight. You have to go out and you have to talk to people. You have to make connections with people. You have to build relationships with the community around you, especially if you're serving the local community.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. Ain't nobody gonna tell you to get up. Ain't nobody gonna tell you when to clock in. You gotta be self motivated. I would say that is a very big factor right there. You have to be self motivated.
And we look at this stuff, and the truth is that a lot of people, they're not self motivated, and somebody got to work at Walmart. I guess somebody got to pluck chickens. Um, somebody got to be an Amazon packer. Somebody got to be a CNA. Um, somebody got to do these jobs, and I got no problem with people. And so, for those people that have a hard time with a challenge that they don't think that they can do something, you can't do it. You just the benefits are immediate, but the payoff, it may come months, if not years later.
Right.
So, you know,
It's really like I'll say that for me, entrepreneurship really wasn't a choice.
mm-hmm.
I have 4 children, a wife. You know,
Does she work?
and she does not work.
Okay.
She's never worked, and So I knew that, you know, when I was working for these companies, um, the money was decent, but I still, you know, we have to realize that we have to look at ourselves and realize that, hey, nobody's gonna figure this out for me.
Mm-hmm.
I have to go out here and I have to make something happen. And when you trust in the Most High Yah and you're putting your best foot forward, He's gonna always make a way. You know, but I think that you know entrepreneurship is not really looked at for what it actually is. There's so much glamour that's on social media about what
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneurship is, but
A quick
entrepreneurship
buck.
is not. It's a lot of work. I mean, to put it plain, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of commitment. It's a lot of time that has to be put into it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you want to be in business for any amount of time. You know, most businesses fail within the first 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I'm sure a great number of them fail within. You need to be here at this time. Hey, if you have that trait, you can go far with that. But it really does take. But that foundation is you gotta first have your craft perfected. You gotta know what you're doing when you standing before a customer,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you're in the trades.
Mm-hmm.
You because if you don't, that's the thing. It's the ultimate acid test because when you're standing in front of a customer and you got a job to do, if you don't get it done, they're not gonna pay you.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta know what you're doing, um, and not be half stepping. You gotta really, uh, again, have your craft perfected.
And see, I talk about this stuff over and over again, and and one of the biggest things that I see is people, they say whether they are going to start a business or whether they're going to move to start a business because both of us, we had to move. We had to get out of the cities. We had to move into the country, and we started our business. And so that goes hand in hand with being set apart and being out of these cities. Um, Not even having to do business in these cities because the thing about it is that you're in these cities. It's just not a healthy environment to be in. Just the other day, I took my daughter to work, and it's a beautiful thing to be able to work with me and for her to see what I do and me not to be worried about the environment that she's in or what she's going to see even on the way to and from.